you know, it's going to take a. Didn't think we could afford to take a loss somewhere. You know, knowing that you're going to be without additional two guys. You know, and so I was pleased that you know, even though we took a unexpected loss, probably at 84, I mean, we wasn't even close. Maybe he's just better than us. It was good to see Serber, you know, create some action and pick up that win. It's an important win. Set the stage for us a little bit. We're definitely in the driver's seat. And so the major decision by Dayton was big, you know, hard major decision, nothing easy about it. You know, somebody's out there to just keep you from scoring points. It can be hard, you know, and I thought he really gutted it up and you know, wasn't a perfect match, but just found a way to pick up that last takedown, give him that major decision.
Was that one of the better ends to a match that you've seen from G, being able to get those 4-point near full to get the major?
Who was that?
G from Gefeller. The way he was able to get those back points to get the major at the end.
Yeah, big, right? Yeah, 2 major decisions in that match. You know,
3.
yeah,
Actually,
it was big. Yeah.
3 major decisions.
3 majors, yeah.
Carter got one as well.
Yeah. No question. You know, and just reacting and I can't really remember. I just think his opponent was a little bit desperate, trying something, and he countered it right to his back, and then he held him there. So good ending for him.
Is that the kind of thing you thought you would see from him throughout the season? I know early in the year you felt good on him, and then you've been hard on him. Is that what you were kind of expecting, this type of ending to a match?
For him,
G.
Feller, yeah, I think so. I mean, I just know how competitive the weight class is and where you got to go as an athlete, you know, and so you know, you're judging him on what you see he has to get done to be successful at the weight, and so I still think we have to have a little bit of time to where he's continuing to improve. Yeah.
What were the differences in service match with this guy in December versus now?
Well, I think there's just a level of maturity as you go through the season. You've been in a Bedlam, you didn't show up last time, and you know, you were competitive this time, and you know, some nice counters, and in the end, you know, it was his effort from the standpoint of his defense as well as the takedown that he got in the second period.
Coach, I know you talk about, you know, for most of the season, you've talked about needing to see a lot more aggressiveness and that want from Carter, or a lot of guys, but specifically Carter, with him winning the match, you know, duel on the line. How fulfilling is it just to see, as a coach, to see, you know, true freshmen understand what you're trying to coach? And
yeah, I think it's just, you know, these are moments in time that you can get a lot better. Mm-hmm. You know, you can feel yourself performing in situations. We've talked about it often. You know, you got to perform in situations, critical moments in the match. You know, I thought that the third takedown in the first period was real important. I mean, he was struggling a little bit holding him down. You know, it was 4-2. Kid kind of almost countered him for a takedown and could have made it 4-4. Instead, you know, he picks up that third takedown and with the right out at the end of that period and making it 6-2 going into the second period. And those are big critical moments that we really focused on last week when he was wrestling. You know, he was in 2 of the 3 periods, scored points, and in the last 15 seconds, the guy escaped. So I think the most enjoyable part of that match for me was he held him down after the last takedown. You know, even though we know that the match is over, you know, those are like moments that, okay, exactly. You know, you don't give up another point, you know, when you secured your major decision.
What can wins like today do for a guy like Carter or a guy like Luke Server?
Well, I mean, it's a big win. You need to be motivated. You need to be coming in and planning on bigger and better things as we go into postseason, right? And just be excited and know that you know, you did something that was for both of them. You did something that was a great experience, and great experiences need to take us up, you know, and see what we can be, you know. And but I will go back to Dayton and tell you that you know, it took 2 hard takedowns and a ride out at the end of that third period. You know, there was nothing easy about that major decision. You know, I think you get out there and you start hustling and you start brawling a little bit rather than focusing on your skill and your technique. It's easy to do that, and sometimes you just have to if you don't feel something right. And I thought he brawled himself to a major decision and put us in a really good position as Carter stepped out.
In a similar vein to Scott's question, what did you see from Daniel and Jalen stepping in, and what can a day like today be for them?
You know, it's an opportunity, you know, and I think in both of those matches, they gave up decisions. I mean, that's not what we're about, right? I mean, I would hope that they both recognize that they can get a lot better, you know. But I think both of them felt like I need to keep this reasonable. I gotta be competitive, and maybe losing by a decision is what they were thinking, you know, and that's okay for now. But I hope that they have higher expectations in the future, and they did their job for us, definitely.
Coach, going back to 57 and 65. Going back to 57 and 65. Do you have an update on Wyatt Sheets or Travis Whitlake?
I think Wyatt, pretty simple, him being back rather quickly. You know, I think he could have wrestled today, but I don't think it would have been any different result than what Manabog did. And so that's why I didn't wrestle him.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's a 3 to 4 day healing process, and should be ready in the middle of the week. Woodlake, we'll find out a little bit more in the future.
With Whitlake, I know you said you weren't sure, but was it his left knee?
It was his knee.
It was his knee.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we saw it. You know, it's been kind of an odd year with these injuries, and you just learn to move past them quickly. You know, sit around and mope and pout and talk about what you don't have. You're going to find out you have nothing. You know, so I think that put a little pressure on the team when you realize you got 2 more guys out of your lineup. And I thought most of them responded to it, right? And I thought a couple of them just struggled. And so we'll take those struggles for those 2. I think when we talk about Mastro Giovanni and Gear, let's take these struggles and get better in the next 2 weeks, and focus on what we didn't do. Let's focus on what we can do. This can help them. You know, it's much more soothing for you know, your teammates to see that win at the end, right? Even in a loss, individual loss, it's just, you know, I need to be more like them. You know, I need to be more like what we saw in the last three out of the last 4 matches. You know, and not criticizing anyone, but I think we can get better. Those 2 that struggled with their win with being competitive and finding some offensive takedowns. I think that the team really helped them here as we go into next week.
With the next 2 weeks off until Big 12s, how do you balance sharpening things, improving things, but also getting guys healthy and making sure there's no new injuries that creep
Well,
up.
you know, you don't sit back and you don't wait. You know, you're not gonna dance, you know, tiptoe around them. You know, it's gonna take hard work in the next 2 weeks. You know, nothing that we haven't been doing, but it's gonna be hard work, you know, and so, you don't tiptoe, you know, and worry about, petting people right now. I mean, it takes tough people right now, and I think that, we saw some tough people tonight in performance, yeah.
After Master lost his doubt, and you guys went down 16-10, what was kind of going through your head and your message?
Nothing, I just was like, hey, we got Dayton Fix coming up, right? We need 4 to 6 points. You know, we're gonna have to win both matches. I mean, you knew that right away, but, you know, you wanted Dayton to get into that 4 to 6 range, and, I think that, he helped himself a lot with that second takedown in the first period and went up 4-1, rode him out. Those are big ride-outs, you know, instead of making it 4-2 and he goes back down. You know, he went back down and that, actually, I think
He deferred, and Dayton took down.
took
To
down,
start-
yeah,
to
got
start
a
the second,
reversal,
yeah.
yeah. And so, anyway, if you look at 2 takedowns in the first and his next 2 takedowns are in the third. No takedown in the second, and he found a way to get a major decision with what was it? 7, 8 seconds left? Yeah, you know, tough.